Gym Blogs here for number 23. Okay, this has been requested by 4 people now. Kettlebell cleans. So I want to put an exercise tutorial together for kettlebell cleans, and I know a lot of you won't have kettlebells at home, but clearly a few of us do. So it's great exercise, excellent for generating speed and power, and learning also great techniques about how do you lift something above your head that is simply too heavy for you to pick up. Sounds like something you can't do, but with the correct understanding of generating force and power, plyometric work, you will learn how to do so in a safe way, of course. So let's cut into that now in the lovely sunshine that we have had today. So I'm recording this a little bit post doing all the work. So go and have a little look. Go over there, get your words out, eh? Go and have a little look, yeah? Video together for it. Now, the whole idea of kettlebells, which is where they're so good, is they promote explosive work. They make you work in your type 2 muscle fibres. Type 2 muscle fibres, fast twitching, explosive ones. They're the ones that bring power and speed, explosive power. So instead of just moving, it's move, fast, quick. Now you do that by lifting heavy or fast. And plyometric work, plyometric means something that involves a hop, skip or a jump. And kettlebells are great for that. Now the key thing to understand here, where a lot of people go wrong with a kettlebell, is it must be too heavy for you to move, okay, in a nice slow controlled movement. That sounds quite contradictory to most exercises, but for this to work well, it needs to be. Now what I mean by that is, here for instance I've got a 24. Now 24 is just starting to get to the point where I can't really, in a nice smooth controlled way, just pick that up and lift it above my head. It's also the only one I've got at home, so because there's a part of me that thinks maybe I can, but let's try. I don't think I can. So for instance, from here, I'm going to try it. No, so that's good. So I now know that's too heavy, I couldn't do it. What I was trying to do there was just pick it up and lift it above my head. So if I can get there, I might lift up 2, and then so I can just about do it from there, but there's no way I could just pick it up and lift it. The angle of the kettlebell is too difficult. So it definitely means if I want to get that up above my head, I'm going to have to apply some form of technique, because I physically am not strong enough to just pick that up and lift it above my head. However, if I do this technique, it's super light, it's easy. Hello. No darling, not just yet, alright? So I will do the exercise first, and then we'll discuss it a little bit more in more detail. Key things here are super solid straight back all times. Your back must remain completely extended. Anytime you allow it to bend or flex at all, you're just losing power. You're bleeding power away from the movement. It's like having a trying to pull out a fish, I suppose, on a fishing rod that's bending and flexing too much rather than being nice and stiff. Just pull it straight out. You don't want any give. You don't want any sort of suspension at all. Most of the thrust comes from your legs, and you make sure your back doesn't bleed away any of that thrust. So let me just demo it.
No, it's too cold there. Let's sit over here. Do you want me to bring your table out, your little table? Ah, that's too tricky. Yeah, let's sit here. No, little table. Oh, I can't. I just thought about it. I can't get it through that little door. Where are you going? In a bowl? So you want to put it in a bowl? No.
Okay, so 3 variants there. I did the clean, which is bringing it around up into the front of the body. Then I did the clean and press, which is I cleaned it to there, and then went for the next part to push it above my head, using my legs again to thrust it up nice and high. And then with the power clean, which is the whole movement in in one movement. So it generates so much thrust that when I stop moving, the kettlebell continues to go all the way until it's above my head. Same principle as you think about throwing a ball up in the air.
What are you doing?
You're not moving slow and controlled, because if you do, the ball always stays in your hand. If I just rest it in my hand, move my arm up and down, it's always staying in the hand. However, if I come up with a bit of speed and suddenly stop, now we can throw the ball up in the air. So that's what I'm doing with the kettlebell. I'm moving up so fast that when I stop, this momentum carries on. Okay, I've generated so much inertia that it continues to move up. Now at this moment when it's up here, before it comes up to the point where it runs out of steam and gravity grabs hold of it again and brings it back down again, this is my time, when it comes up, that's my time
In a minute.
to move around and change my position. Before the weight comes back and gravity does its thing and pushes it back down onto me, it weighs nothing, I can let go of it, move into a different position, i.e. underneath it this time, can then, when I get hold of the weight, continue pushing it back above my head. If I'm staying here, it's very difficult to lift above my head. I pulled it up and then
There you go, lick it.
it's a very difficult movement to get it above my head. So it's about lift it as far as you can, change hand position, and then go again, explode again, forcing it all the way up. It's the moving your hand around the kettlebell, and that's where most people get caught out. So watch in on the finite details of the twist.
Is it? Good for your bone? Yeah?
As you're picking it up and it starts to get light,
Ellie. Careful, Kettlebell.
you are moving around an awful lot. So it's going from here, twisting to here. So that's what? Almost 360 degrees. If you don't, the only option for there to do is for it to swing over and then smack you where the watch would be. It'll just break your wrist. You've got to really manhandle it, really twist and turn it around. So as it's coming up and it starts to feel light, you've got to really twist around, move around the kettlebell, taking that handle with you, so that when you catch it, you're not catching it on your hand. It's not like a dumbbell. You're not just catching it and pushing it up here. You're creating a frame, like a triangle frame. You should finish with the arm in front of your body, and almost like you're resting your chin on your hand.
Okay.
This position here, because now it's bringing your arm where it should be, in front of your body. That's where it's strongest. And you've got this three sides: chest, upper arm, and forearm, and then of course the hand here. Working as a group, you're collecting, catching it all collectively like this. Not one thing is working more than the other. So when it's flying in the air, just before it starts to come back down again, you want to touch all positions in there. When it comes down there, soften with the knees, or the hips and knees, and catch it smooth here. You're not moving this around, you're not bowing forward, everything stays still, and it's the legs that take the softening. Bam, like this, okay? Not that, not that. So let me try and do it from this side and you'll see. When it comes to putting it down, you almost have to just let it tip over the edge. That begins that roll, that twist. And as it rolls down, roll with it and follow the momentum that it's taking. Okay, there's no point getting pulled into it. Follow it and then just control it, catching the weight nearer the bottom. So when it's here, it comes down. It's hard to slow that down. So it comes down, rolls, rolling with it. So I'm really twisting, I'm forcing it and going with it to catch it. Up, down, okay? If you don't and you try to fight it and move it in a different way, you're going to lose, okay? Us, just soft tissue against metal like this, and certainly a heavy weight like this, you're never going to win. So don't try to win. Just go with it and guide it and control it in that way. It's kind of a saying with kettlebells and all plyometric work and all explosive powerlifting type work is you've got to be out of control to be in control. The movement isn't a slow control movement, it's explosive and powerful. You need to work with that, get it flying through the air, get it almost feeling like it's not even in your hand, And that way you're in control because you're expecting it, you're aware of it. It's like watching a ball flying down through the air, going to catch it. You're moving into position, getting ready. So when it comes down, it's not a surprise. You're expecting it, it's coming, you know what it's going to do, and then you soften it. Okay, I think that's answered and given enough instructions. It's about 4 of you guys so far I've asked. In fact, sorry, it's a lie. 3 guys, 1 hardcore lady. I think I've answered all your questions you were going on there. Anything I've missed, speak to me. If that's brought any more questions for anybody else seeing it, now again, talk to me. Look forward to sorting that out for you. Cheers. Ciao.